Thank you for tuning in to Nevada Justice. We are Parker Shear Lagomarsino. Born and raised in Las Vegas and with over 15 years of legal experience, attorney Andre Lagomarsino has served as counsel in a wide variety of cases. Along with attorneys Daniel M. Ryan and Elizabeth Crommelin, they make up the law firm of Parker Shear Lagomarsino. The information you obtain from the show is not, nor is it intended to be legal advice. You should consult an attorney for advice regarding your individual situation. We invite you to contact us at 702-731-1230 and welcome your calls. Contacting us does not create an attorney-client relationship.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning or afternoon.
Evening.
It's an afternoon. Rebecca woke up at the crack of noon, though, so it's morning for her.
Welcome to Nevada Justice.
What did you do last night, Rebecca, that you think it's morning? Jeez Louise.
I've been in the office all day.
Oh, really? I did see you there. Usually you get there around 7 o'clock. So.
I do.
Yeah. What time do you go to bed?
7:30. 10 or 11?
Okay.
It's fairly early.
It's not too bad.
You don't get a lot of sleep then.
No.
That's amazing with your energy level.
Yeah, lots of coffee.
You must do a lot of other healthy living to keep you so energetic.
Red Bull, if Red Bull's healthy.
Drunk? No.
I'm drunk. That's right. Well, welcome, everyone. Nevada Justice, November 21st, 2004 or 2014, depending on your place in the universe.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. That's right, Max. Max Lardent here with us. Rebecca Reyes.
Hello.
Myself, Andre Lagomarsino, talking about myself in the third person once again. And we have Nevada Justice today. And it's kind of a mix mash potpourri series of topics here at Nevada Justice.
It's the Jeopardy's 8th column of episodes.
Yes. It is. Good to see you, Max. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, I see that you got a nice haircut today.
Yes,
I
like it.
did.
Yeah.
It's for the play I'm doing in a couple weeks.
What play is it?
It's called Dick Johnson, A Christmas Carol.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's based on, it's the third in a series of Dick Johnson plays, actually that I've written.
Oh.
It's a 1940s detective radio show brought on stage, and this is the third one where he's actually in A Christmas Carol.
It's the Christmas one. What are the titles of the first two?
Dick Johnson, Private Eye.
Mm-hmm.
Dick Johnson 2, Private Eyes.
Oh. That's why we have Max here. He has more creativity in his pinky finger than I have in my body and my aura as well.
No.
I'm sure it's in you.
Yeah, somewhere. We'll see.
Where is this play being held?
It's going to be at the Onyx Theater. It's going to play the first 2 weekends in December. Tickets are $20.
Oh, awesome.
8 p.m. start time.
I think our law office should definitely do an outing when
Oh,
we
yes.
go and support Max Lardent.
And you can see why I got this fade.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll bring signs and foam fingers.
Nice.
So, what are you in the play?
Yes, I'm Dick Johnson.
All right. And what kind of wardrobe do you have going there?
Trench coat.
All right. Sounds like a very interesting PI.
Oh, he wears a suit too. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Come see Max be a star.
Suit
Yeah.
and trench coat. You
Yeah.
got to remember to say both.
Yeah, well, today we have kind of a mixed mash of stuff. We have some news about UNLV. We have some news about the Southern Nevada Health District. We have some news about some potentially criminal behavior of a person here in the community who's been charged with a crime, apparently. We have some child abuse, which is always terrible. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Bill Cosby.
Yes.
Yeah, we have
So a real uplifting show.
Yeah, yeah, it is
Exactly.
uplifting. Unfortunately, we have some emails that we've received that we're going to answer, and then of course our Max segment and our Max quiz.
My favorite.
Yes, yes. So, well, let's get started.
Yeah, let's start with some UNLV news, seeing as we have some alumni in the room. Now, according to the Las Vegas Sun, UNLV has a new president.
Finally.
I know. The Board of Regents voted 12-1 to hire master fundraiser Len Jessup as president of UNLV. Jessup, dean of the University of Arizona's Eller College of Management, was awarded a 5-year contract with a base salary of $525,000, the highest ever for a university head in Nevada. Jessup will enter the university as its 10th president in the midst of 2 major projects: the attempt to receive funding from the state for a medical school and reaching Tier 1 designation as a high-ranking university. The university is requesting about $27 million over the next 2 years to begin the medical school and needs to raise about $100 million from the community to build it. Jessup helped Arizona's business school become a self-sustaining program without funds from the state and launched an important technology program. He also helped WSU launch a $1 billion fundraising campaign. Jessup said he plans to use his first few days in the office meeting with the community and university members to determine what the community needs. He was sporting a red tie and a UNLV lapel. Jessup stated, "I can't think of a better thing to be doing for the next 5 years or the next 10 years.
Unless it pays more than $523,000 a year.
Not much does, though.
Right. It's a base salary, so I wonder where he gets his money outside of the base.
I know.
Well, he's probably got some insurance there.
Maybe some fundraising incentives.
Yeah.
Like if he's as master a fundraiser as he claims to be.
I
or
would hope
this
so.
article claims.
Well, if he needs $100 million from the community to build the medical facility.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if he would have done his press conference in a blue tie for a UNR or a Nevadarino, or I don't know if that would have gone over so well, but
Good thing he didn't.
yeah. Well, as it relates to Nevada justice, the UNLV UNLV College does have a Boyd School of Law, and I'm interested to see where they focus on that as well. UNLV Boyd School of Law started at very modest means. I think they could definitely use an upgrade in terms of a building and some additional facilities, so it'll be interesting to see where the focus is there as well.
A lot of those buildings are old on
Yeah.
that campus.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird that they are old because there was only a university that started in the 60s, but I guess you have a lot of 60s era type of...
Yeah, the FDH building still looks like it's from the
Very
60s.
dated.
It does.
Yeah.
Flora Dungan Humanities. I've spent a lot of time in there for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's go on to the next article, which is something Andre can talk a lot about. Now, you may think twice about getting into a public pool after you hear this article. According to the Review Journal, pool regulation in Southern Nevada might have gone off the deep end. Three former employees of the Southern Nevada Health District are suing the agency, alleging that they were fired for exposing incompetent management of the district's swimming pool review program. They're accusing health district administrators of cultivating a bizarre work environment in which sexual impropriety and voodoo dolls were the norm, and professionalism resulted in punishment.
Sounds like a sitcom.
Attorney Andre Lagomarsino, who represents the plaintiffs, said the agency administration retaliated against his clients for complaining about public pools being licensed and approved without meeting state codes and regulations. Lagomarsino said the pool program at the agency was divided into two parts: employees who license and inspect pool plans and employees who enforce codes and regulations. His clients, who worked in enforcement, noticed that employees approved plans without reviewing them or approved plans that didn't meet code. The health district regulates all public and commercial pools in Clark County. Several resort pools were built incorrectly and to this day don't meet Nevada code. His clients filed the union grievance, but their claims were ignored by Sands, who later punished them. One of the licensing employees, Lorraine Forston, created voodoo dolls of the plaintiffs and brought them to work. Savage, who managed the pool program, promoted several women with whom he had been romantically involved. The women loyal to Savage were called honey badgers and received perks. Lagomarsino states, "My clients had a lot invested as public employees in the PERS system, which eventually pays off in the end, but they were shown the door for trying to do the right thing."
There's a lot going on there.
A lot.
A lot of shenanigans at the health district, unfortunately, when they should be doing what's most important to Nevadans, which is health and safety. We just got back from Sacramento, California, over the last couple of days, and we took 2 depositions of former employees of the health district, both who are defendants in this case. And let me tell you, the depositions in this case have been unbelievable. As a Nevadan, I grew up here. I was born here in Las Vegas at Sunrise Hospital, and I never had a pool growing up as a kid. And so one of the things that my dad used to take me and my sister to do would go to Sunset Park and go to the public pools. And if I knew then what I knew now, I would have told him, let's dig a hole and swim in the mud. 'Cause those pools here are in very bad shape. one thing we've learned in this case that has come up is that there are thousands of pools and bodies of water in Nevada that are not compliant with the Nevada Administrative Code, and the health district still has to deal with that influx. And I don't think it's well known out there that many of the pools and apartment complexes that little children, that families, that anyone are swimming in are out of code and potentially very, very unhealthy. And every now and then something comes up in the news where I think about 1,500 people were evacuated from the MGM pool because there were some filtration issues. Somebody gets sucked into a water suction type of a device. It's a bad situation, and with the amount of revenue that comes into Las Vegas from these pool day club type parties, those alone you would think need to be regulated a little more highly. But did you know that it's against the administrative code to drink an alcoholic drink in the pool?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So,
in general, like
In a public pool. I think you can do so in your own pool, obviously.
Okay, sure.
But in general, it's illegal. But you wouldn't think so, knowing that these pool parties make tens of millions of dollars.
one of those
doing
look the
this.
other way things.
Yeah. And so our clients in this case, they were 3 on-point employees who have the credentials to really enforce the regulations. And what had occurred was the people in charge of the pool plan review program over there, which is the program that approves new construction and remodels, were basically approving pools that were not compliant with code. There were pools that were never even inspected that were signed off on. And when the operational people came later to inspect the pools, and that's where our clients worked in both pool plan review and later operations, found out that these pools were approved without being compliant. There became a big backlog, and then in about 2008 there was a regulation that was promulgated by the United States Congress called the Virginia Graham-Baker Act. Virginia Graham-Baker was I believe the granddaughter of former Secretary of State James Baker, and she died in a pool, and so the new regulation that came out required better suction type devices for pools. Well, that resulted in thousands and thousands of applications being put into the Nevada Health District to be compliant for remodels, and instead of complying with the law, the people at the health district just decided let's just get rid of the backlog instead of doing it the right way. Maybe hire more people, maybe put a better system in place. Our clients raised the issues of, hey, we have to still be compliant, and in the end, they were retaliated against. And they were retaliated against by, at that point, the environmental health director, a gentleman by the name of Glenn Savage, basically took a new number of steps to have these people targeted. And what's come out in the lawsuit is amazing, to say the least. So, we handle a lot of cases here at Parker Shear Lagomarsino, and we take a lot of cases. We don't take a lot of cases. We probably take 1 out of 100 intakes that comes into our office, but we're tainted because we see and hear, don't go to this dentist, don't go to that doctor, don't go to that restaurant.
Don't swim in any pools.
And don't swim in any public pools, because I think there's a recording that we have in the case that said, hey, if the pool water is clear, that should be good enough. And somewhere in another recording it said, I hope a lawyer never hears this. And fortunately we got this. So we are actively prosecuting this case. I'm quite frankly surprised that the health district has not stepped up to resolve this case, because they're spending thousands, tens of thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands or millions in dollars to defend it, when it's clearly a case that should be settled. But as a citizen, I say that, and am an outrage that as a policy type of a decision, that decision is being made. But so be it. It'll be for the jury to decide whether the health district acted properly or not.
And we have the pictures of the voodoo dolls.
Yeah,
So.
there are. Well, now they claim they're not voodoo dolls. They're just rubber bands with things
with
drawn
faces on them.
And it's not threatening when a business card says "banish them, be gone" with their own names. It's
fine.
It's just stress relief.
That's normal. We do that at PSL all the time.
Yeah. It's kind of like the old labeling game, like no child left behind, but there's so many children left behind. It's kind of that type of a thing. So
I make my voodoo dolls out of soap.
Oh,
nice.
Just carve them.
Yeah.
You can use it again after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on about the attorney who's in some hot water. According to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Las Vegas police are investigating allegations a defense lawyer submitted a forged plea agreement in court without his client's knowledge. The lawyer, Stephen Stubbs, has tangled in court with police in recent years on behalf of local motorcycle clubs. He denied the allegations and said that police have a vendetta against him because of his legal battles with them. Stubbs, a notary, is alleged to have notarized the plea agreement with a phony signature of his client before filing the agreement. The agreement was filed in court as a written entry of plea in the absence of his client, James Green. Written guilty pleas are usually done if a defendant lives outside of the state. James Green spent time in Clark County Detention Center after a May arrest for not fulfilling the terms of the plea agreement he maintains he never signed. Stubbs said he gave the agreement to Green's girlfriend, a woman he has known for a decade, and she brought it back to the office the next morning, promising Green had signed it. That's when Stubbs notarized the document. Nevada law states that a notary must witness the signing of a document before notarizing it. A violation of the law is a gross misdemeanor.
That's gross. Well, Max, what do you think about that?
This is just like a more boring episode of Sons of Anarchy.
Bad notaries.
Yeah.
Bad.
Sons of Anarchy.
I'm a notary, and that is the number one rule. You have to see them signing it.
Yeah. Usually you'll get there. We even know that our clients will get the driver's license or some kind of ID to make sure that they signed it. It's a concern. I mean, I don't personally know Stephen Stubbs, and I've heard about the motorcycle stuff out in Boulder City. A very small part of our practice is police misconduct, although we've handled record-breaking cases through, I think, a lot of reasons. But we were always concerned, would we be targeted? Are we being targeted? And you just have to make sure you keep everything on the straight and narrow. It sounds to me, this is my opinion, but the police have so many things going on. Are they really targeting a notary issue, and why? And they are, there's a lot of discretion going on with the police department. We've had cases where I'll even go to the sexual assaults or thefts. We have a case now where our client has solid evidence that there has been a theft of hundreds of thousands of dollars of personal property, jewelry, and the police have done absolutely zero. So it's very disconcerting that they're choosing to allocate resources to this type of a thing. I guess everything will come out in court or a plea agreement, but lawyers, we are on a tight, kind of a boundary line. If you get convicted of something implicating dishonesty or a serious crime, I mean, you heard Judge Rob Baer, you're out.
For good.
Yes. So
Do you think
we'll
this
see.
is a situation where he's being maybe retaliated against for his prior?
I don't know. I mean, it's a story in the
Could be.
paper. The thing that, is interesting to me is that there are just so many more serious crimes than notary crimes. And not to say that they don't have the jurisdiction to, pursue any crime and they've got a duty to do so, but they clearly eliminate many, many crimes from their attention span or their radar. So kind of interesting that they're going along with it here.
Do you think that he could forge his own plea agreement? You start a plea inception, and just keeps forging them, and they have to keep trying him for those forgeries. Never gets the first one done. Is that how the law works? I'm not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer either. I mean, I am. Sorry. I was living in a fantasy world for a second. Yeah, I mean, and look, the if you look at the comments in the Review Journal from the article that you just read, there was a couple of comments that said, "Hey, this sounds kind of weird." This was from Calm Observer 1.
Good name.
Raiding a lawyer's office based on a notary violation, ? No question that the police are going out of their way to disrupt his business. And then, another one, 360 Dunk. Nevada law states that a notary must witness the signing of a document before notarizing it. What a bunch of rule sticklers in Nevada. Next thing you know, they're going to say you cannot legally marry your cousin. So the comment section is always a fun place in the review.
Mix of sarcasm and
Yes.
important satire.
Then they start fighting with each other.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he could go to court. There's that. Actually, it brings up the story of the lawyer from Pahrump. I think it was Jim Dunning or something like that, who ran against Steve Wolfson for DA. He was just convicted of, I believe he was just convicted of a felony or more. Is there targeting?
Maybe.
Maybe we'll find out in the next episode of Dick Johnson Chronicles.
You're getting material here, Max.
We'll have to actually do a radio show instead of just the theater stage show.
Yeah, there
Dick
you go.
Johnson, the notary.
The attorney, better yet.
Yes, yeah.
Now, Clark County has approved a $2 million settlement in foster children abuse case. One of 7 former foster children who sued Clark County alleging abuse and neglect while in the child welfare system views the $2 million plus settlement approved as a win-lose outcome. The victim of sexual and physical abuse, who asked not to be named, said children are set up to fail when they are given bad foster placements. Department of Family Services caseworkers also need to thoroughly investigate any allegations of harm made by foster children. The system failed the plaintiff in those 2 aspects. The $2.075 million settlement was approved by the Clark County Commission at its meeting. About $1.6 million will directly benefit the 7 former foster children, while $500,000 will cover attorney fees and costs. The suit cited numerous concerns with aspects of the county's child welfare system, including the use of psychotropic medications on children, reported sexual and physical abuse in foster homes, and the adequacy of Child Protective Services investigations. The money will help change the lives of the 7 former foster children. The settlement will provide the necessary resources for the former foster children to move ahead with their lives.
Well, Max Lardent, another story about the amazing efficiency of our governmental system here in Nevada. And again, the most important thing that you could ever do is take care of your children as a society, because they are going to grow up to be adults, and you want well-adjusted children to be well-adjusted adults. If you knock that domino line down on the bad side of being raised, then you're going to have some problems with these kids growing up. Research has shown. This is just a terrible, terrible case. But, I question, I've been doing a lot of work for plaintiffs. I've done some work for defendants in my 16 years of practice, and I question why this settlement has taken so long to occur. Why did the county spend...
How long did it take?
It took, I think it's taken at least 4 years.
Wow.
And what happened there, I don't think it's in the summary. Maybe it is, but there were attorneys' defense fees of over $1 million to defend this case. So not only...
1.4.
Yeah, $1.4 million. Not only is the county and its insurance company paying $2 million to settle the case, which to me is a fair and reasonable settlement in this case. But they additionally paid $1.4 million to attorneys and experts. And who's advising the county? Who's making that decision to generate $1.4 million? I think it's the attorneys who made that decision. So why? This case went up on appeal, and apparently the attorneys could argue, well, we got it dismissed, and we couldn't help it that an appeals court would go out and reverse us. But what happens here in Nevada frequently is that we have some judges who are very, very conservative, do not like plaintiffs' cases, and will kick them, as we like to say. The Ninth Circuit reversed this case, and as a result, there was a settlement. And to me, that appears to be a strategy of, let's work up this case, let's see what we can do, let's get it dismissed, let's go to the appeals, and okay, if it comes back, then we'll settle. Well, that strategy, I think, is open to question, and in my opinion, quite shameful. And the other thing is, it happens all the time.
There's not really a way to check for it, is there?
Where's the accountability, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, and who's making the decision? You have government leaders, so-called leaders, who are charged with supposedly trying to protect the money of the taxpayers. We're a state that is near last in education, near last in social services, and frankly, part of that is because we're near last in taxes. However, there's so much governmental waste that goes on here in Nevada, and to me, it's outrageous that this entity had to pay an additional $1.4 million to settle a case that should have been settled at the same time. And you know what? I think it's, in my personal opinion and my experience, I've dealt with several leaders. I've deposed several leaders, and honestly, they don't care. It's not their money, and they go to sleep at night just the same. And, it's hard to be a leader. It's hard to make a decision at the outset to pay children, I guess, who have suffered the way these children suffered. So good for these kids. And probably it's going to be the last that we hear of it, and then this practice is going to go on for years. And, we are attorneys. We have a duty to do what's best for our clients. And in my personal opinion, the way this case was handled, that was not accomplished. So, shameful.
Mm-hmm. Well, this next article is very disappointing because I loved watching the Bill Cosby Show reruns as a kid. As everyone knows, there have been allegations against Bill Cosby of sexual assault by multiple women. Now, according to the Las Vegas Sun, officials at the Treasure Island Hotel say that they have mutually agreed with comedian Bill Cosby to cancel his upcoming performance there amid the allegations. The cancellation was announced a day after a Florida woman came forward to say Cosby drugged and raped her after a Las Vegas show in 1976. Treasure Island spokeswoman Michelle Knoll said it wasn't a good time for the performance. She added that ticket holders will be given refunds. Other companies have recently distanced themselves from the comedian, including Netflix and NBC. Now, I didn't know that all these current allegations wasn't the first time that allegations of this kind were put against Bill Cosby. I believe I read somewhere that in 2004, there was also a woman saying that he allegedly raped her. So, I'm surprised we didn't hear a lot about it back then.
You see all these. From other situations, people come out of the woodwork once one person starts. Just getting rid of the, whatever's holding them back, because there's somebody else that happened to. So
giving them the courage or
yeah.
not to come forward. I think it's funny how she says they mutually agreed, and that it wasn't a good time.
Yeah, at our office we have. Frequently, we'll have the news channels on the radio station or in the reception room, excuse me. And the CNN was showing today, casino scraps Bill Cosby. So I didn't really say mutually agreed, but I wonder,
there's a spin on there.
Yeah. He did do a show in the Bahamas. This kind of story was basically reignited when a comedian. Basically called him out and accused him of being a rapist. The consistent allegations are that he allegedly would give alcohol and allegedly a kind of a drug to knock these ladies out when they were younger and then take advantage of them. There were allegations years ago, and it kind of shows you in this particular situation, when you analyze it, if you're Bill Cosby, how powerful litigation can be as opposed to how powerful the media can be, because he was sued and, of course, denied all allegations, but the case was settled and the story went away. Here, one of the main accusers has acknowledged that she never sued him, although I'm not sure, but I believe she did acknowledge that she tried to find out, but it was too late. But in any event, it wasn't a lawsuit that has now apparently caused this kind of a damage to Mr. Cosby. So I don't know. We've talked about it in the office. You're right, Max. I mean, we've seen both sides of the story. An accusation is just that, an accusation. In the law business, we are in the business of evidence, but it can be hard, and we've seen it. We've seen it both ways. It's interesting to see what comes out of it, but I'll tell you, sad is how I look at it. It's just a sad situation, regardless of what happens. So, what do you think, Max?
Yeah, I just saw him on a Colbert Report, and he had a really good. I guess it was an interview because it did seem kind of out of it. But I don't know.
Yeah,
there's just not much to say. I mean, he wasn't around for a while. I wasn't even thinking about him until he started releasing, going back on tour or something.
Yeah, he had a miniseries, an NBC series that was supposed to come out.
Yeah. So,
we grew up with him.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up with The Cosby Show.
I loved The Cosby Show.
And it was before cable, really became what it was, and there were so many other entertainment options, but it's hard to watch, for sure.
Well, I'll just assume that same thing that happened to Michael Jackson is going to happen to Bill Cosby. So once that time happens, we'll think more fondly of him.
We'll see what happens, yeah. Maybe there'll be a Cirque du Soleil show on Bill Cosby. We'll see.
Can you imagine what that would have been like?
So many pursed lips.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go to commercial break, but when we come back, we have some questions that had been emailed to our office that we're going to answer. So,
Here in the Las Vegas Valley, Parker Shear Lagomarsino is dedicated to giving each of our law firm's clients the individual attention they each deserve. Parker Shear Lagomarsino handles a wide variety of cases for individuals and businesses. The firm prides itself on providing ethical representation and strong advocacy in and out of court. Our team of experienced lawyers and paralegals work hard daily to ensure the firm's clients get the best possible results. Clients can reach the firm at 702-383-2864, 702-383-2864, or at radio at parkershear, PARKERSCHEER.com.
welcome back to Nevada Justice, everybody.
Welcome back. We have a clip that we'll play. We did some playing around today with some clips, some attorney clips. We have a show coming up next week that's going to be dealing with law and the movies, and there's some good movies out there, but one of the things that we came across was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, where
Great movie.
Was it Benicio del Toro?
Yeah.
Or is that,
Benicio.
As your attorney, we advise you. So what's that clip, Lawrence? You got that?
As your attorney, I advise you to rent a very fast car with no top. And you'll need the cocaine. Tape recorder for special music. Acapulco shirts. Get the hell out of LA for at least 48 hours. Blows my weekend. Why? Because naturally, I'm gonna have to go with you. And we're gonna have to arm ourselves to the teeth. Well, as your attorney, I advise you to buy a motorcycle. As your attorney, I advise you to drive at top speed. It'll be a goddamn miracle if we can get there before you turn into a wild animal. Ready for that? Checking into a Vegas hotel under a phony name with intent to commit capital fraud and a head full of acid? I sure hope so. As your attorney, I advise you to drive over to Tropicana. Pick up a guy Lombardo. He's in the blue room with his Royal Canadian. As your attorney, I advise you to take a hit out of the little brown bottle in my shaving kit. You won't need much. Just a tiny taste.
What's of it? Ah, there it is.
Max, if you were our attorney, what would you advise us to do?
As your attorney, I would advise you to buy me a big box of Oreo cookies. Then take those cookies, twist them off, and then put all the frosting in one pile and all the cookies in another pile.
It's 4:36 in the city. At 5:01, as your attorney, I'll advise you to buy me a beer across the street.
And as your attorney, I advise you both to watch more My Little Pony.
That's right. I don't know if I could follow that advice.
What?
Rainbow Dash.
That's right.
See, you know something.
I know about it.
Yes. So yeah, that'll be a good show. I'm looking forward to listening to it. I won't be here, unfortunately. I've got some appointments and some family
work
in town.
to
Some
do.
work, yeah, unfortunately, and I'm buried. But there's an appointment I had to miss when we'll be recording this, so I will be looking forward to hearing that show.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to talk about law in film and TV and in theater. There's some Broadway plays out there that are worth checking out,
Yeah.
law-related.
Yeah, Legally Blonde the musical.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
you were going to. That's Max's favorite.
Yeah.
I have never seen it yet.
Reese Witherspoon was stunning in Legally Blonde 1 and
So
Legally
good.
Blonde 2. Amazing.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some questions that people emailed over. Just to let you know, if you'd like to get in contact with us off the air, you can reach our firm at Parker Shear Lagomarsino, 702-383-2864, or via email at radio@parkershear.com. And here are some emails we got from listeners on radio@parkershear.com. Now, Dre, Frank from Henderson wants to know, suppose a burglar breaks into someone's home, and while he's stealing things, he notices a bag of marijuana on the table. Being a concerned citizen, he steals it and turns it over to the police. Can the police then use that stolen evidence in court against the homeowner?
Frank, thank you for your email.
Thank you, Frank.
You seem so concerned.
I wonder why.
Yes. Why are you so concerned about this alleged burglar, Frank?
Wouldn't the burglar get self-incriminated?
Yeah, why would you think he would just use it, right? Why would he turn it over to the police?
Yeah, I just happened to walk in this house and saw this marijuana laying
I
on
draw the line at drug use.
Yes, yeah.
What's your profession? Oh, I'm a burglar.
Yes. Well, I actually saw not a drug situation, but I read an article about this a few years ago where a burglar had broken into somebody's home and found a laptop with some child pornography on the laptop and turned it in to the police. And the police actually were able to arrest the person. I never saw what happened with the case.
That situation makes more sense.
Yeah. A lot of people draw the line at children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe not at marijuana, but
That's
at
right.
children. But
Children.
there are some anti-pot advocates out there. But the police can use that evidence in court. I mean, who knows how far that case is going to go. Sometimes you have to prove in situations such as chain of custody and how reliable that evidence is and how that evidence came to them. My guess, probably not going to be prosecuted.
Because the burglar
Especially
turned it in.
if you're the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, because you tend to just prosecute notary fraud, apparently.
They're busy.
Yes, they're very, very busy. But
The stamp businesses are really in uproar.
yes, they are. So yeah, they can use it. They can't use the marijuana, but they could potentially use the marijuana as evidence. So
They're like trying to connect it back to the homeowner. I mean,
Right.
if it's just in a bag.
right.
All right, well, we have another question.
Thanks, Frank, for emailing us. We
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you,
Yeah.
Frank.
Yeah.
Now, Brian from North Las Vegas wants to know, my friend wrote me an IOU on a napkin, and we both signed it. He was going to pay me $1,000. Can I use this in court?
Has been notarized. Notarized napkin. Can you notarize?
I don't think it was notarized.
Interesting. Well, we talk about, what's a contract. Thank you, Brian, for raising this issue. Well, if it's an IOU, that means you've probably loaned your friend $1,000. And remember, what's that saying? Don't be a lender, borrowers, something. Who knows? We all
Neither
know.
a borrower nor lender be.
Right.
It's
Just be a
Hamlet.
broker.
It's Hamlet.
Yes. Okay. Hamlet. Okay.
It is. It's I don't remember his name. It starts with an O.
Yeah. So yeah, it seems like if you did loan the person the money and then it's memorialized on a napkin, then it could be an enforceable contract. Also, if there was no contract, if you simply loaned your friend $1,000 and your friend promised to pay you back, it could be a verbal contract. It just depends. That kind of a case you could probably take to small claims court. They have a small jurisdiction limit, which small claims court can be more efficient. You can go in, you don't have to get into a full-fledged lawsuit, and there's going to be a judge there that makes a decision. So, Brian, go get that 1G.
What if, let's say, he was given the IOU for $1,000, but it wasn't for any particular reason.
Okay, so yeah, we talked about this a little bit today. Let's say that Max, out of the generosity of his heart, he was just feeling the love of the holiday season that's approaching us, and said, "Andre, I promise you that I will give you $1,000."
Just because you're you.
Yeah,
I'm nice.
You just are.
He got me that box of Oreos.
Yes, you are such a generous person, and everything about you, Andre, is just causes me to just want to give you money. So Max, I would say, okay, where's my cash, bro? And
because that's how we speak to each other.
yes,
right?
and then you say, well, I just changed my mind. But I would say, hey, you wrote it down, and you'd say, well, I'm just not giving it to you, homie. And
Because that's how we talk to each other.
That's right. That is not an enforceable contract because I did not do anything for Max. So, for example, you have to have consideration in contracts, and one person has to give something in exchange for something else. For example, I want you to mow my lawn. I will pay you $50 a month. You come and mow my lawn, and I don't pay you. That's still what's known as an exception to the written contract agreement. It's called partial performance. And so I think a court would enforce that. I think just a promise that's not kept, I think you would lose some points on the bra scale. But I don't think that you're going to be able to win in court. So
Got it.
thanks for stiffing me, buddy.
That's what I do, bro.
Now, Max, I know that you have a segment for us. What wonderful thing do you have for us today?
Well, I have a running segment where I like to do lawyer commercials as if it was being done by other professions. And so today I am going to do a lawyer commercial as if done by a New York taxi cab driver.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, no, I can do that for you. Yeah. I'm gonna be a lawyer. Yeah, I'm a lawyer. You can trust me. Hey, I'm doing a commercial here. Yeah, you just stop by my car and we'll get to the proper paperwork to you. Yeah, you can reach me on 38th and 3rd. That's where I park, and then we can go about getting you where you need to go, getting you things. Get away from my car.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Bravo, Max.
You are professional.
Yeah.
You're good. Are you from New York? You have that accent down.
No, actually, and I was afraid I wasn't gonna get it right. Gotta practice it
Wonderful.
more before I get here.
Well, we're going to take another quick break. Enjoy this next little song we're going to talk about when we come back. So
Yes.
We'll be right back, guys.
Here in the Las Vegas Valley, Parker Shear Lagomarsino is dedicated to giving each of our law firm's clients the individual attention they each deserve. Parker Shear Lagomarsino handles a wide variety of cases for individuals and businesses. The firm prides itself on providing ethical representation and strong advocacy in and out of court. Our team of experienced lawyers and paralegals work hard daily to ensure the firm's clients get the best possible results. Clients can reach the firm at 702-383-2864, 702-383-2864, or at radio at Parker Shear, ParkerScheer.com.
I'm impressed with my attorney, Bernie. I'm impressed with his influential friends. He's got very big connections, so I follow his directions. Bernie knows his way around, and so I always do what Bernie recommends. I am blessed with my attorney, Bernie. I'm impressed with the way he runs the store. He's got Lakers season boxes and an office full of foxes. It's amazing all the different things your average guy might need a lawyer for. Bernie tells me what to do. Bernie lays it on the line. Bernie says we sue, we sue. Bernie says we sign, we sign. Now I'm in touch with my attorney, Bernie. In a clutch, he can speed right to the scene. And if I'm locked up in jail with just one phone call for my bail, he says to call his club collect or deal directly with his answering machine. And when I dine with my attorney Bernie, he buys wine from the rare imported rack. Well, that's 'cause Bernie is a purist, not your polyester tourist. Bernie waves his glass around while and takes a sip and always sends it back. Bernie tells me what to do. Bernie lays it on the line. Bernie says we sue, we sue. Bernie says we sign, we sign. Now I admire my attorney Bernie. I admire any guy who knows his stuff. Sure, we blew a couple ventures with those counterfeit debentures, but you win a few, you lose a few. Like Bernie says, you gotta hang in tough. Yeah, well, thanks to you, my attorney Bernie. Thanks to you, I'm considered well-to-do. Sure, I made out like a bandit, just exactly like you planned it. But like Murray, my accountant, told me yesterday, I owe it all to you. Bernie tells me what to do. Bernie lays it on the line. Bernie says we sue, we sue. Bernie says we sign, we sign. On the dotted line.
Thank you, Jack Betts, for my attorney, Bernie. Max, I think you have a little bit of information on him.
Yeah, I wanted just to double check what this amazing crooner had done previously. He is best known for being in Spider-Man, the 2002 version, as someone you probably don't know, and also in One Life to Live, Guiding Light, both soap operas, and the 7 episodes of Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Nice. I have an Uncle Bernie.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is he an attorney?
No. He's an accountant, though.
Close enough.
Yeah.
I mean, if your name's Bernie, it's got to be one of those two.
Yeah. He's awesome. I love Uncle Bernie. He's the best.
Are you anything like my attorney, Bernie, over there?
No, but I know some of my attorney Bernie is. He says we sue, we sue. Or we sign, we sign. I don't know. We'll see.
My accountant, Bernard.
Oh, Bernard.
That's hard. It's a lot wordier than attorney Bernie.
My accountant, Bernie.
We'll do the remix.
Yes. Yes.
Now, let's go to my favorite part of the show. We are going to give Max a little quiz. Now,
Quiz me.
Yes, this time it's just on basic general legal knowledge. So let's see if you can guess the answers.
Okay.
All right, Max, you ready?
Yep, not a lawyer.
All right, not a lawyer.
Yep.
What is the legal term for a voluntary written statement made under oath?
I think I know this one just from watching law shows. I think it's called testimony.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Survey says it's called affidavit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What is the basic general difference between slander and libel?
I do know this one. I don't know. I sometimes get them confused. Slander is spoken debasement, or I don't know the word for that. Saying lies, spoken lies, and libel's written lies about somebody.
You are correct, sir.
Yay!
Libel is written or printed or broadcast. Slander is only spoken.
When you're talking to somebody else and you slander them.
Yeah. Don't slander me,
Only
Mr.
nice
Johnson.
things. Okay.
Slanderous
What?
Johnson, that's what we call him.
Slanderous Johnson.
I'm sorry, Miss Johnson.
All right, number 3. What is the name of the classification of crime which is less serious than a felony?
Oh, I know this one because it's actually written down in one of the current events. It's misdemeanor.
Oh,
Right.
I think that's cheating. I don't think that should be counted.
This wasn't an open book.
But yeah.
I knew it prior as
You
well.
read what we gave you. Outstanding. You deserve to win.
I'm smart.
You are.
I'm smart like that. Not like everyone says.
Even though you're not a lawyer.
Well.
Notalawyer.com. I bet you that's available. Let's go get it.
Yes.
Notalawyer.com.
That could be your phrase.
Yes.
All right. I will look that up.
Oh, now everyone's
So right
gonna
now
buy it.
he's 2 out of 3.
You're doing good, but these
Yeah.
next two are a little harder.
They
so,
are.
let's
They are?
see. Yeah. Who was the first female justice on the U.S. Supreme Court?
Okay. Oh, no. Okay. No, not Ruth Bader Ginsburg. No.
She was in that movie with the football player.
What? Is that an actual clue?
No, I was just joking.
He's trying to throw you off.
I don't know. The name Sandra Day O'Connor's coming to my mind. Is that the right one?
Yes.
How did you know that?
I don't know. It came to me because I don't know. Probably some sort of Terminator reference. Let's just.
Okay. Which president appointed the first female justice on the U.S. Supreme Court?
I mean, you know that one. I have to know what year that was, which I don't.
All right, we'll give you a hint.
Oh no, you don't know. I'm going. No. I am going to guess. Oh dang it! Let's go Nixon.
No.
Who was it, Dre?
He was well known as a feminist. He was a liberal bastion.
Oh, was Carter?
It was Reagan.
Oh, you're being sarcastic.
He
I
was
bet
an actor.
Yeah, I bet you he was like, man. Sometimes those presidents will appoint people that they're like, I did not want that person to turn out that way. Clearly, he was not getting the right advice there. But she is a great justice of the United States Supreme Court and also a role model to many outstanding female women attorneys and male attorneys. She's just a great individual example of what good the law can do. So thank you, Ronnie. Well, listen.
Time
Happy
to hit-
Thanksgiving to everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Time to hit the old dusty trail.
Don't eat turkey.
Yeah,
Eat tofu.
that's disgusting. Tofu turkey. Get out there and eat that turkey.
I'll eat tofu if it's fried in like cow fat.
Okay. That's better than
Cow
eating
fat's
the turkey.
okay. It's just turkeys. That's the problem.
Bye,
You think
guys.
turkeys are cute?
Thank you, guys.
I like cows.
Of the setting sun, where the wind blows wild and free, there's a lovely spot, just the only one that means home sweet home to me. If you follow the old Kit Carson trail until desert meets the hills, oh, you certainly will agree with me. It's a place of 1,000 thrills. Home means Nevada, home means the hills, home means the sage and the pine.